Says the Tanya, Shalom. So we were saying yesterday how if you could do it boninut, contemplation, meditation, to make yourself excited, good. If you can't, so there's another step called ava musteret, hidden, dormant love for Hashem, that we got as an inheritance from Abraham, Ishaq, and Yaakov. Okay, it's from our forefathers, and he says, inyan ki avod hen merkava. Midrash says that the avod, the patriarchs, are merkava, chariot to Hashem. So the Ramban means that he writes in the Geret HaKodesh, he says that the avod, every single thing they did was with Hashem in mind, with like their breathing, like they when they got up, when they moved, when they picked this up, when they went here, they went there. Everything was never detached from Hashem's presence and Hashem's light. Everything was l'shem shamayim, like to the T. Everything was something meaningful and purposeful and not for no reason. And he says that they became mamash because of this a chariot. What's a chariot? Chariot is the case that holds the rider. When you attach the horse, you could ride, right? So they became for the Shekhinah a chariot, a physical vehicle for the Shekhinah to reveal itself via their life. And because of this, and because of that great dedication, they got such a bracha that this dedication for Hashem, they gave even to their children. That their children naturally have this want to do everything l'shem shamayim and to be close to Hashem and whatever it requires because of this great devotion they had. And the Pasuk says about Daniel, the Gemara says about Daniel, right in Masechet Megillah, Daniel says, I, Daniel, alone saw the mystical vision. The men that were with me did not see the vision. And a great trembling fell upon them, and they had to hide themselves. The Gemara says, if Daniel had the vision and the men didn't have the vision, so why the men got scared? Why did they have to run away? So the Gemara says, because even though they did not see the vision, their mazal saw the vision. Which means to say, mazal means the root, the Baal Tanya says, the root of your soul, which is not connected to your body, it's not enmeshed with your body, sometimes you get a revelation from it or not. And what? And because their neshama, their mazal inside of them, their deepest part of the neshama saw and felt the holiness of Daniel, they got scared for whatever reason. They don't know why. Sometimes people get like a feeling, like, I don't know, I feel something. I feel like something powerful here, or I feel like something's wrong over here. Something's no good. I don't know what it is.
In that sense.
Yeah. So it's your neshama, like, trying to, like, speak to you, but you're not fully, like, connected with it. Like, you don't know exactly what it's saying exactly, but you feel something. So they got scared, and they didn't know why, but they felt like something's happening, and they had to run away. They got so uncomfortable. So that was Daniel getting his vision. But the point is that that's the deep part of your neshama that sometimes you're not so connected with, and that's what the avod gave to us. The avod gave to us, and deep inside is deep love for Hashem. Like when it wakes up. Let's say you go to the kotel, you pray and you feel the Shekhinah, like, wow, very powerful. Like you start crying. I don't know why I'm crying, but I'm crying. I don't know, something is like, I'm very like overwhelmed, spiritually. I got chills, Rabbi. You connected very deeply. It's there for a few minutes and it just goes away. Like and imagine the avot were like that every second, all the time. Like everything they did was they're on fire. But that's the inheritance they gave us. And we only feel it. It's in our subconscious. It has to come to the conscious a lot of times. So we have to bring it out. However, this does not mean that all the souls of Am Yisrael are equal. Each soul can be associated with the 10 Sefirot, and also in any of the 4 spiritual worlds. You can be connected to a certain Sefirah on one of the 4 spiritual worlds. Okay, fine. And each person according to his initial level and according to his good behavior, right? For example, the Shar Gilgulim, right? It says that every person has to fix all the Sfirot in Asiyah if you want to get a soul from Yetzirah, because Yetzirah is greater than Asiyah. and then you got to fix all the sfirot in Yetzirah if you want to get the soul from Bria, and all the way, and so on and so forth. Like there's 5 parts to your soul, right? You want to get you have nefesh, then you get ruach when you're a child, you start talking. Then you bar mitzvah, you get older, you usually get neshama. Then to get haya yehida, it's a higher level. You have to the Rizal got yehida, but I'm saying that you have to work yourself a lot, and you have to fix all the sfirot of each of the 4 spiritual worlds to get to the next level, to bring down the bigger neshama, and it happens on Shabbat. Neshama yitera. The sages say if you work on your neshama yitera on Shabbat and you use it wisely and you grow, then next week you get a bigger neshama yitera and bigger one. Like this, you can constantly grow. So he says, "Val kol panim afilu lekal shebekalim poshei Yisrael nimshach bezivugam nefesh denefesh malchut asiyah." Even though we may not all have very high souls, at least we have one of the 10 sfirot, because everyone gets from there. Even the lowest of the Jews, when they conceive their child gets at least from one of these sfirot. So therefore, they all have in this an inheritance from the avot. So therefore, the question was, so how do we get this love? And the answer is because we got our soul from via these sfirot in the 4 spiritual worlds, and they're all from the descendants of Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov. So therefore, they have it in the love innately. It comes part of the package. You buy a washing machine that has a certain program already inside. Maybe you can aftermarket change it, but it already came programmed this way. So your neshama comes programmed already with this love inside of it from Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov. And even though a person might get from a specific one of the sfirot as neshama, still it has elements of all the sfirot inside of it, right? As gam chokhmah d'asiyah, right? Even the lowest of the sfirah of the lowest world, asiyah, it has in it the highest sfirah of chokhmah as well. Shebetoch ha'melubesh chokhmah d'malchut d'atzilut, within the highest sfirah of the lowest world, chokhmah v'asiyah, there's still some presence of the highest world, which is chokhmah within malchut of atzilut, the highest sfirah, which is inside the lowest sfirah of the highest world. Meaning, each sfirah has another 10 sfirot inside. So you have chokhmah, and you have malchut de chokhmah, or you have malchut, and you have chokhmah de malchut. You have many layers. Sheba or meir enso baruch hu mamash g'chtiv Hashem b'chokhmah yasar aretz v'kulam b'chokhmah asita. So you see that every level has a little bit from every other level inside of it. So even if a person's soul is from the lowest of the sfirot, he still has some association and some connection to even the highest sfirah, a little bit, because whatever it had to trickle down from the top to the bottom. So therefore, he still has in it, and that's how a person can still have the love for Hashem for all the way from the avot. Okay, good. And he says, Chokhmah is the source of all intelligence and understanding. Lamala mebina, which is above deep understanding. Chokhmah is really the source of everything. As the Zohar says, what's chokhmah? Koach ma. Chokhmah means koach ma, power of what? Meaning chokhmah is the ability to say, what is this? And it's the beginning of all learning to understand. Person, how does he start learning? Abba, what is this? He explained to him. So you see, what is this? Is the beginning of all wisdom. So chokhmah is koach ma. It's like the what? It's like the initial door you open to start getting the understanding. Chokhmah. And that's why the Hashem's infinite light can be expressed in chokhmah, because there's no thought that can grasp the infinite light at all. And therefore you need the open qualities of chokhmah in order to be able to begin to understand a little bit of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So therefore he says that this faith is shared by every single Jew, because we got it from Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov. Okay, so how do we wake it up? So it says, therefore even the most far off Jews, most sinful Jews, how is it that he says, how is it that you see a person who is very far from Hashem, if he's put to test, he says, I'm going to kill you because you're a Jew. Even the most far off Jew, he says, you know what? No, I'm a Jew, I will die a Jew. And he's willing to give his life for Hashem. How? He's so far from Hashem. All year, he doesn't do what Hashem says. All of a sudden, when it comes to give up his life, he's willing to die for Hashem. How? It's because deep inside every single Jew is this dormant love for Hashem, is this inheritance from Yaakov. And in this situation, they woke it up. They tapped into it. They put him in a situation where they squeeze that out of him, and therefore he's able to do a great sacrifice for Hashem because his love for Hashem got woken up. So you see, even the far off Jews, for the very, very sinful Jews, they also have this ability inside of them if they wake it up. And even if these irreverent Jews, they'll sacrifice their life, even though they're morally not refined, uneducated, ignorant of Hashem's greatness, even though they don't give Hashem so much thought, still, and it was very simple for them not to do what Hashem says, and rather they wake up their lives without asking any questions, and as if they believe in God all their life. They're willing to do it. Why? Mishum she'Hashem echad me'ir u'mechayeh kol nefesh le'idabshuto b'bchirat chokhmah sheba she'hi lemala min hadat ve'asechel musag muvan. He says, because everyone has deep inside of them a connection to Sfirat Chokhmah. What's Sfirat Chokhmah? Chokhmah is what? What does a lot of people what does the pasuk say? It says Chokhmat Hashem, right? What is it? Yirat Hashem. What is it? There's a pasuk that says that Yirat Hashem is Chokhmah. That if Chokhmat Hashem, Yirat Hashem, something like that. And the way to get Yirat Shamayim is a sign of Yirat Shamayim is Chokhmah. If you want to have Chokhmah, if you want to have Yirat Shamayim, you need to have Chokhmah. What's Chokhmah? We're saying is the ability to want to know, to ask what? Koachma. So Yirat Shamayim people, what do they have? They say, Rabbi, what's halacha? Tell me, I want to know. That's Yirat Shamayim. Guy who doesn't have Yirat Shamayim doesn't ask. He doesn't care. I do what I want. But a guy who has Yirat Shamayim, he says, I want to have Chokhmah. I want to know what? What's halacha? What's the right thing to do? Tell me. What does Hashem say? What does the Torah say? What? I want to know. So therefore, a person who is even if he's far off Jew, he has inside of him deeply connection to Chokhmah, which is whatever Hashem says to do, I'm willing to do it. Just tell me what it is. Na'aseh v'nishma, right? So therefore, he says this Jew in this situation where they could put his life on the line, die a Jew or else. He says, yes, I will die. I'll die a Jew. I don't care. I'm going to give up my life. Why? Because it woke up the deep Chokhmah inside of him, the connection to Chokhmah that he has, and the Chokhmah makes you say what? Say what? What is it? What's the right thing to do? Oh, this is the right thing to do. Okay, I'm going to do it. And that's deep inside every single person, he says. And without that, your neshama, it's programmed into your neshama, and you could wake it up, all depending on if you know this and if you know how to tap into it. The question is, how do we tap into it? How do we do it every day? We don't want to wait till a situation like this happens to wake it up. We want to wake it up all the time. So he says that there's a way to do it, and the way to do it is we have to understand more about the neshama of Adam Barishon, and when we understand